Yo, what's up guys? Welcome to the first episode of Minecraft Vault Hunters. Vault Hunters is a really cool mod pack where you explore these dungeons called vaults to level up and obtain unique items to take on even more challenging vaults. Today, our only goal is to reach level 10, but trust me when I say this was a wild ride. With all that being said, let's get right into it. So we started out with the normal progression, but I was rushing through it because I wanted to complete our first goal, which is raiding our first vault. Despite the fact that this mod pack is called Vault Hunters, there's actually a lot you have to do before you can enter one. The recipe requires this stuff called Vault Stone, which I happened to dig right into, meaning I could focus on the other harder parts of this recipe. I needed 5 diamonds to have enough to craft a pickaxe for obsidian and the 2 diamonds needed to craft the actual vault altar. The vault altar is an item that allows you to create the crystals that open up the vaults, meaning it is crucial to progressing towards our first goal. I also wanted to get some extra obsidian to make some early progress towards our second goal, but I'll explain that later because I don't want to get ahead of myself. Right here you see me mining something called chromatic iron. This stuff is used in pretty much every vault recipe, which I didn't know at the time, so picking this up was incredibly helpful for the rest of the video. There we have it. We now have a vault altar. So we had finally made our first step toward completing our goals, which meant that all we had to do was get set up to enter the first vault. This would require a vault crystal, which you get from combining a bunch of items with a vault rock on the altar. That's our first vault rock complete. Oh, vault crystal. I got a bunch of question marks. That's kind of cool. Now, one thing I haven't mentioned yet is that there's a bunch of abilities and skills and power-ups you can get, but they require vault experience, so we had to get into our first vault. Alright. Well, as the sun rises on day 2, we are going to be entering our first vault. Possibly not the best idea. Okay, to be doing in iron armor. But when has that ever stopped me? Let's go. Alright. So this is what a vault looks like. Oh, the timer started. 25 minutes I have. Okay. I have to be careful about what I grab. Not everything is useful. I think I have a shulker box. That's going to be super nice. There's a spawner. So I should probably explain that there are quests, and when you complete these quests, you get some really nice rewards like this shulker box, which is going to help me significantly with the looting process. Now, a vault is essentially just a dungeon where you kill mobs and you get a whole ton of useful stuff for progression. There are also these exits called lodestones that you have to right click once you complete the vault. There are multiple types of vaults with different goals. This one right here is an elixir vault, and in this type you have to kill mobs and loot chests to fill up this purple bar at the top of the screen. Once you do that, you're able to leave the vault for a very nice reward. If you fail the vault, you keep all your items, but you don't get any experience towards leveling up, which makes the vault run essentially pointless. Now, while the process of looting a vault is very fun on my end, it's kind of repetitive and probably not the most interesting thing to watch, so I am skipping through a lot of it, but just note that this was 25 minutes in my time, even though it's going to be less than 2 minutes yours. I got a ton of useful items that I would need for crafting recipes and various other Vault Hunters exclusive features down the road. These early vaults are super easy, luckily, which eased my fears a bit because I had entered in iron armor and I was a little worried about whether I'd be able to survive a vault with super early game gear.
Somebody say gear?
Well, yes, because this video is sponsored by nobody. Because what I meant to say is that this mod pack actually comes with a ton of custom gear. Yeah, check my subscriber count and tell me that I could get a sponsor. Be realistic. There's a bunch of useful new swords, armor, and axes that you can get from raiding and completing vaults, which I should be good at because raid is literally in my channel name, but these items get a ton of unique modifiers and abilities that I'll get into a little more later. The vaults also contain these vault ores, which you saw a few seconds ago, that are extremely important to progression, but also very rare. In fact, the 2 deposits I found total in this vault are actually a lot compared to the other vaults I entered in this video. But now the info dump is going to have to come to an end because I finally got the elixir I needed to complete this vault. Oh, nice. Vault XP. Claim. I was just peacefully checking out my rewards, seeing what I should spend everything on, when this happened. Gain more. Not the chest, dude. Are you serious? Reapers might just be the worst thing to encounter in this mod pack, not because they are dangerous, not because they do a lot of damage, but because this mod pack relies so much on storage. You need so many containers, so many slots, and creepers can just blow up your chests. So I need to be really careful of this in the future. Okay, we did this, so now we get... Oh, unidentified vault. We'll do the shield first because that's less like exciting, you know? Oh, that's pretty gross. This is the big one. What are we gonna get as our vault sword? Let's see it. Are we matching? Dude, we're matching. Dude, we're matching. That is so sick. Scrap shield and scrap sword. Wait, that's actually kind of cool. Yeah, remember how I said these items have a whole bunch of modifiers? Well, this is what I meant. My shield has thorns damage built in now, and my sword has a bunch of modifiers like increased damage to dweller mobs and shocking hit chance. The coolest thing about these swords though is that this super low level basic sword does 2.5 more damage than a diamond sword with an attack speed that is faster by 0.1. That means that this sword is better than a netherite sword in the main game, which is crazy. Now, one other important thing to mention is that the shield is not like a regular Minecraft shield. You can't just hold it up and negate all damage. This shield that I'm using now has thorns damage, but the shield I was using earlier had a 5% chance to block a hit, which is obviously not a very good chance, and it really does make shields a lot less powerful, which I honestly think was a good change. Now, what you were just seeing in the background was the expertise screen, which gives you a bunch of general buffs that can be very powerful and really help you along in the vaults. I chose Fortunate because I was starting to realize how rare the ores are in the vaults, and to be honest, I just didn't really understand most of the other one. But moving on from that screen, we're now looking at the ability screen, which gives you a choice of a bunch of different useful abilities that can help you traverse, collect, and survive more effectively in the vaults and in the overworld. Now, there absolutely are offensive abilities. I mean, there's a whole section around that, and there's even an ultimate section. But I'm really focused on survival and collection right now, so I mostly put points into Dash, Vein Miner, and Heal, all of which are necessary in the vaults, especially because it is ultra hardcore in the vaults, meaning you do not heal. But with nothing else to unbox and no more skill points to spend, I decided to just go ahead and do another vault. Alright, vault number 2. Yeah, we're gonna check this out. I have to do it. Okay, it's another elixir one, so that's fine. But so upon entering this vault, I had no idea what to expect. But the first thing I saw was incredible. That was kind of ugly. It's kind of ugly. Wait, the cave is perfect though. I just invested a whole lot into Vein Miner. Now, I may not have had much of a reaction at the time, and I'm really not sure why, because again, like I said, I had just invested a whole bunch of points into Vein Miner and all that because I wanted to get more ores. But I found this patch of ores because this is a cave-themed vault, which is perfect for ores. In fact, this might have been the best vault I entered in my entire time working towards level 10. But guys, mentioning our goal of level 10 just reminded me that I never detailed what the second goal of this video is. So when I said there was a bunch of modifiers for tools, that is nowhere near where it stops. In fact, you're gonna see one of the ways that you can upgrade tools in a second here. It's called jewels, but we're not gonna focus on that because our second step is to get the Vault Enchanter. This is essentially an enchantment table, but you can choose the enchantments. They are always maxed out, and it costs 1 level and 5 emeralds every time. It's super cheap, super powerful, but it is limiting on purpose. It's very balanced for the vaults, but it is absolutely necessary. Now, this vault was honestly not that interesting until this happened. Much health. Come here. What? It one taps? Are we serious? No shot. Are you kidding me? That one taps you? That early on, it one taps you. Yeah, I'm gonna be honest, I was not expecting that. And let me tell you, I was angry. I was mad because I was almost done that vault. I only had a couple minutes left and I was basically done with the elixir. And then I get one tapped by some weird mini boss thing. I was so confused and I was really surprised because it was my second ever vault, but whatever, we still got the loot. Like I said earlier, you don't actually lose anything, but you don't really gain that much either. So while it was disappointing, this wasn't too much of a setback. Oh, you can't trap babies. Okay, never mind. I'm never... I should not say that sentence. That sentence does not sound... Now, the next couple of minutes is actually a very long recording I did off stream that was essentially just a bunch of questing and progressing. This was when I got all of the materials necessary for crafting the Vault Enchanter, as well as this chromatic iron pick, which I thought was really cool. It has crazy high durability and mine's at the same strength as diamond. I had to grab some villagers because the enchanter requires emeralds to craft and use. So I ended up building this little bridge thing outward from my main platform for a little villager trading hall. Now, while I was able to keep them in one place, I kinda needed a way to protect the villagers at night, so... Just so that he's not in danger, you know? Like, I mean, it turns night and, you know, it's dangerous. That is so messed up. Hey, buddy. Oh, no. That's terrible. That is awful. Alright, well, blatant villager rights violations aside, I did finally manage to craft myself the Vault Enchanter, thus completing our second goal of today's video, meaning all we had left to do was to reach level 10. So I built a little platform to put all of my workstations on, and I got to enchanting. Fortune. Oh shoot, this is like super cheap. Hold up. Yo. Yeah, I was really excited about this new enchanter, especially because in every other mod pack that I've made for myself, I always make the enchanting better or easier, so this is perfect for somebody like me. Now, a system that I did allude to earlier was the jewel system, and you can get these jewels from things like jewel bags. These jewels basically just give you more of the modifiers that you can get when revealing an item. And I had a bunch of jewels, so I had this little issue where I had to make a decision. And the way my brain works is that it doesn't. So I decided to just not make the decision and throw every single jewel onto one pickaxe. Because that's who I am as a person. But now I was finally just about ready for my rematch with a level 6 vault, because dying last time was humiliating and I will not stand for that again. Now let's get going. Okay, it's elixir again, which is fine. Honestly, I said it was fine, but that really kind of sucked because that meant I was basically just doing the same exact thing over again. I mean, there were different mobs this time, but I really did not feel like doing Elixir on level 6 again. I got so bored I started texting at multiple different points. I completed Elixir Bar in less than 10 minutes, and I just kind of left at like 3 minutes left in the vault.
Got an elixir crate, nice. Yeah, I still don't know what that does, man. Whoa. Wait. No way I didn't know. Oh my. Are we serious? Are we serious?
Listen, when I tell you I'm a little bit stupid, I'm a little bit stupid, okay? I was trying to place an elixir crate on top of an elixir crate, and I was like, why can't I do it? So I tried to shift right click and ended up finally using the elixir crate for what it was supposed to be used for. I am so dumb. But because I finally decided to log in and figure out what I'm doing, I managed to get these really powerful boots and a pretty decent chestplate. I didn't really want to be out of the vaults too long though, because I really wanted to get this gold done. I opened the rest of my gear, enchanted it, and then went straight into another vault. This time I got an amethyst vault on elixir still, of course, because it seems like elixir is guaranteed under level 10. And this vault was actually pretty fun. This was the first time I really started using my abilities in combat because I had finally decided to get an offensive ability in the form of the Javelin, which does pretty high damage to a single target. I also found a couple of really interesting rooms I had never seen before, like this room, which just had a bunch of piles of yellow concrete and different colors of crystals. I even found this little mining area, which had absolutely nothing in it. I mean, this was the smallest little bit of vault stone I've ever seen in my life. This was horrible. I got baited so hard. But now I was starting to panic. I mean, if you look, there's less than a minute left on the time and I'm not done. In fact, I have a pretty big chunk to go. I mean, I don't even know how I'm gonna complete it. But then I thought back to the second vault, the pain, the humiliation I felt at that defeat, and I knew that I couldn't lose. I could not fail to escape this vault. I was going to win. All I needed was a lodestone. I pressed F5, I saw it, it was in sight, and I made it. I made it in time.
And it real close. Oh my. Dude, we had like wait, hold on. We had a couple. I think we had like 16 seconds left, maybe less. I don't even know. Did not have time. Holy dude.
But I had finally done it. As soon as I hit that claim button, I leveled up. I was finally level 10. Thank you guys so much for watching to the end. I never could have imagined it would be such a dramatic finish. I really hope you all enjoyed, and if you did, please remember to like and subscribe. I plan to continue this series because this was just a lot of fun. So, thank you all so much again for watching. Peace out.